On June 7th, two unbeaten heavyweights clash in a must-win battle. Local hero Fabio Wardley takes on Australian Justis Huni. Winner takes all.
I believe it's my time.
You can be great for 12 rounds, but only have to be great for 1 second.
It's now or never.
And I'll hunt you down in that ring and I will find you.
Live on your global home of boxing, DAZN. This is Face Off. Right, the show goes on. New opponent. We've got both fighters here and promoter, Eddie Hearn and Frank. Frank, I'll start with you. How did you come to Justis Huni?
We had to get somebody who's ranked. It's obviously a stadium fight. I think we sold nearly 20,000 tickets already here. So we wanted to make sure that we delivered something that for the fans and obviously for Fabio. He's not somebody who asks for easy jobs. He's certainly not got one. And Justis and obviously Eddie mentioned him and they jumped at it and we thought, let's get it on. And that's where we are.
Justis, explain the feeling when you got the phone call off Eddie saying that this fight was a possibility.
Yeah, look, when I got the call up, it was it was the only word for it is massive. You know, it was something that was gonna change my life and you know, open up bigger and better doors for me. So, you know, immediately it was a yes, and yeah, now we're here and it's become real, standing in the stadium where we're going to be throwing it down.
Fab, did you get the final say on who you wanted? Was there a shortlist given to you and you picked Justis?
Yeah, look, it was a short list because we have to work within the bounds of a high-ranking WBA opponent. And obviously the heavyweight division at the moment is thriving. Everyone's fighting, so everyone's either got a fight planned or just had a fight or whatever. So it was relatively slim pickings, but I do think we did very well in managing to get hold of Justis. And credit to him, credit to Eddie, credit to his team for taking it, because there was no faff, there was no games, there was no, oh, we want this. It was like, yep, cool, we're on, let's have it. And that's really what made me give it the nod and go, all right, cool, yeah. Because ultimately, this is my homecoming show. It's a stadium fight. It's a massive event. It's one that needs to be big and entertaining across the board. And I do think his style, the way he fights, will bring that out. With me, it's obvious, you know what you get. But you need the right guy to dance with on the other side, and I think he's the right person for that.
Be honest, your honest opinion. Do you think Justis is a harder fight than Miller? Honestly. For
different reasons. I think they're both difficult fights. I think, but with Miller, he's difficult because you know what he's like. He's a wardrobe of a man. He's going to walk at you. He's going to put the pressure on. He's going to stay in front of your face, and he's going to be hard to move and do anything about. Now, that is difficult in its own right. Now, Justis poses a bunch of different questions in terms of stylistically, good feet, good hands, quick, puts his punches together well, can get in and out of range. So he's got more than kind of, whereas Gerald Miller is a bit of a one-trick pony. You know what that is. It's a hard trick and it works and you've got to really train for it. But with Justis, he's got a few different facets to his game. There's different areas we're going to have to pay attention to. And that makes it especially difficult when he's a fresher opponent, newer, and gives me a few weeks to kind of figure out that puzzle.
Justis, you said you're better in every department. You're a better boxer, you've got better ring IQ. You stand by that?
Yeah, 100%. Look, I wouldn't have taken this fight if I didn't have the confidence in and belief in myself and what I've done to get myself here, you know. I've done all the hard yards in the gym, had all the fights, had a really good amateur career. And yeah, now I believe it's my time. It's my time now, so I just can't wait to share the ring with Fabio.
Do you think that steadies the ship a little bit, your amateur pedigree? Obviously, Fab, the more experienced as far as a professional is concerned, but you have that amateur background.
Yeah, just learning my craft over the years. I guess it'll show in the ring, you know, when we get in there. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a fight, and we're both going to be going in there looking to take each other's heads off. So
it says he's a better boxer than you.
Yeah, maybe. Is he a better fighter though? Because we've seen what I've done with amateurs in the past. Olympic bronze medalist, Commonwealth Games medalists. I've always come up against them. There's always been the very obvious play off each other. Oh, he's white collar, he hasn't got that background, and this guy is star-studded amateur, he's done all this. Maybe, great, but we're not in the amateurs anymore. This isn't the amateur game. This is professional boxing, and I've been in the game longer than him. I've done more in the game than he has. I've been on these big stages, under the bright lights, under the pressure. It's a sink or swim moment, I think, this for Justis.
Plenty of 10-rounders under your belt, Justis. This is your first 12-rounder. 5 weeks' notice. Any concerns at all?
Not at all. Like I said, I have full belief and confidence in myself, and it's just another one for me.
Is this an opportunity for you to prove to everybody that you do have heart, you do have that dog, and you're willing to go to that place on fight night?
Yeah, just another opportunity to prove that to everyone, and especially on this side of the world. I don't think I've got my name out that well over here, so this is a huge coming out party for me, as this is a coming home party for him.
He says he's a better boxer than you, but what happens if you land one of those big shots on him?
I think that speaks for itself. I think he's not even silly enough to think that, he knows for himself that I carry that power. He said that in interviews, he said it across the board, is that, yeah, okay, he may, even if I concede the fact that he's the better boxer, I think that probably one of the few and maybe the only smart things that John Wilder said was, look, you can be great for 12 rounds, but I only have to be great for 1 second and land on you and it's all over. And that can be the story of this fight. And he may pull out all the tricks, and he may delve deep into that ABA boxing bag and box circles around me in the ring. But if I land, we all know what happens.
Is Fab the best fighter you fought? Is he the biggest puncher that you fought?
Biggest puncher? Yeah, I'd say he's the biggest puncher. But in terms of boxing, I'd probably have to give it to someone else.
He's never boxed anyone as good as him. I mean, Fraser Clark, very good amateur, unproven in the pros. Adelaide, done a great job on Adelaide.
You put Justis above those?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, they all bring something different to the table, but he's a different league to those guys. I think this is actually the first time I think Fabio has now established himself as a world-class heavyweight, and so is he. I think it's the first time they've both faced world-class heavyweight.
It's the number one WBO against the number one WBA. That's what it is. They're natural born fighters. That's what they're born to do. That's what he's born to do. He's born to fight. And he's going to be in front of his home fans. He won't want to disappoint them. A lot of pressure on him. It's a lot of pressure coming into the background.
Massive pressure.
But you know what?
Not a lot, massive.
Yeah, but you know what? He thrives on it. That's what he does. He thrives on it. It feeds him. And I know this is going to be a real competitive fight whilst it lasts.
Yeah. Just to jump off the back of that, do you think your power's being underestimated a little bit in this fight? I mean, I think you started off your pro career sort of coming in to the pro ranks, known as a bit of a big puncher, looking to close the show early, and then you've kind of resorted back to your boxing. Do you think your power's being overlooked a little?
Yeah, definitely. But, for me, it doesn't just come down to having that one punch power, For me, it's, drowning my opponent and putting punches together. That's what I'm about. And, I just believe I'll take him to the deep waters and drown him.
And dealing with the occasion, we know, as Eddie just said, this is huge. A lot of pressure on Fab's shoulders. Huge.
Huge pressure.
A lot of pressure.
He's been in some grudge matches before with Clark and Adelaide and come through those tests. What makes you believe you've got what it takes?
The pressure is nowhere near as big as the pressure he'll be having. I'm going to walk out to the stadium and, they're all going to be his fans. So he's got to, put on a good show for them and, impress them. Whereas me, I'm not going to know a single person in this crowd, and they're not going to know me, but they'll surely know me after this fight.
I think what Justis is saying is when he beats Fabio, he'll have to leave Ipswich. That's the kind of pressure.
Fab, is there? Are you feeling any added nerves, it being here at Portman Road? There's going to be thousands of your fans here. Are you feeling any different going into this one?
No, this is, don't get me wrong, there is an element of pressure. But everything here, everything you see is everything I have asked for. If there's any thought or any notion of thinking that you're coming to my hometown and beating me, you would have to pick up that canvas and put it on top of me to keep me on the floor.
Are you going to pick that canvas up and put it on top of
I'm going to have to. If that's the only way I'm going to win, then I'm going to find a way.
Fab, do you think this is too soon for Justis?
I don't know about too soon. Look, maybe you could have done with a couple more. His 12 fights, undefeated. He is ranked #1 with the WBA, so, the WBO. So, look, there's two high-level guys who are trying to beat their way into world titles, to grab hold of those actual physical world titles. So whether it's too soon for him isn't really a question, because there's been many points in my career where someone said, oh, that's too soon, that's too big of a step. So I'm not going to be silly enough to go, oh, no, that's too soon for him, because I've spent my whole career of people saying that about me. So I'm not going to lay that on him.
And what makes you think it's the right time, Justis?
It's now or never. You know, I'll never know when another massive opportunity like this will come up again. So, I had to take it with both hands, and now we're here. I'm looking forward to it. He's looking forward to it. It's going to be a massive fight here, and I can't wait for it.
All right, here we go. Predictions. Justis, tell Fab how you're going to win this fight on June 7th.
I believe I'm going to win this fight. Taking you to the deep waters and getting the stoppage in the later rounds.
I've gone to the deeper waters. He's done 10 rounders. I've been in 12-round wars. I know how to swim in those deep waters. As Frank said, it's a place I thrive. It's my favourite place to be. So, look, if you want to use your amateur skills and box circles around me, then I'll hunt you down in that ring and I will find you. And if you want to meet me in the centre and you want to have it out in front of a packed out Portman Road of 30,000 people, and I'll stand there toe-to-toe with you with a smile on my face. But one way or the other, it's going to be a Fabio Wardley knockout, my hand raised, and me moving on to world titles. I'll
let you two tell each other how your man is going to win.
I think it is sad. You know, I think it's going to be a sad. I feel bad. I feel sad because it's such a wonderful homecoming, and it shouldn't end like this. This is a terrible style for him. I think he's going to get outboxed. I think he's going to be dangerous, and then I think he'll be stopped in the late part of the fight.
Frank?
I just feel we made the fight for a reason. We made the fight because we believe in Fabio and we believe he can do the business, and I believe he will knock him out. And he thrives on pressure, and you're going to get pressure like you never believed.
There's a lot of pressure.
He's going to put it on him.
Handshakes. It's quite a big table.
I don't know how I'm going to get over there.
It's a really big table.
Climb over.
Eddie, Frank, handshakes. Good luck.